Doug Criddle, will you lead us in the pledge?
Please stand. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty. Please be seated.
Thank you. We have several items to report. First, the discipline. I can find it again. I had it. So, by a vote of 6-0, the board concurred with staff recommendations for the following. These are suspended expulsion contracts. EH 23-24-9, EH 23-24-11, and then EH 23-24-13 through EH 23-24-21. Secondly, we've had one item pulled from the consent agenda. That's 14.9. That will not be voted on tonight. So now we have comments from the board. Mr. Seaman. No, Dr. Yang? Ms. Hasty? Doug Criddle?
No comments.
Gary Criddle? Well, the one comment I wanted to make is to wish everybody in advance a wonderful Thanksgiving. I can't believe we're already looking at here we are in the middle of November, and Thanksgiving's not far behind. We certainly hope everyone has a safe and happy Thanksgiving with your families, your loved ones, and just hopefully can take a breath from all the work you've been doing this fall. So thank you very much. Now we have recognitions.
Good evening, Mr. President Davis, members of the board, Drs. Ronnie, community members, and audience. It's my favorite time of the evening where we get to highlight some very deserving people. And tonight we begin with our CTE Community Impact Award. This evening, MJUSD would like to acknowledge Don Mitchell from Adventist and Rideout, Debbie Horsfall, and as I call your name, if you please come on down and do the honors of this nice recognition line. Debbie Horsfall from Yuba County Health and Human Services, Jennifer Vasquez from Yuba County Health and Human Services, Tiffany Manuel from Yuba County Health and Human Services, and John Fleming from Ampla Health. Adventist and, yes. Adventist and Rideout, Yuba County Community Health and Human Services, and Ampla Health are being recognized for their partnership with Marysville High School Medical Occupations Pathway. The experiences they are affording our students will impact their future career choices and provide unparalleled exposure in the medical field. MJUSD would like to thank these partners for making a positive impact in the lives of our students.
Perfect. Okay, ready? That's it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Guys.
Thank you. One more round of applause. Thank you very much.
Debbie, can I have you step this way a tiny bit? 1, 2, 3.
Excellent. Congratulations. Tonight, we also have a special recognition for Doug Trower, Director of Buildings and Grounds. Mr. Trower, come on down. In many ways and on many different daily occasions, Mr. Trower makes a positive impact in our district. we have come to rely on Mr. Trower for everything, big or small. He and his very lovely guests, he takes pride in our facilities and expects the same for his building and grounds team. Thank you, Mr. Trower, for your positive impact in our MJUSD community. Oh, so cute. No wonder, Mr. Trower, you have that big smile every day.
1, 2, 3. Awesome, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you and congratulations. As many of you may also know, we recently had a wonderful Parent Summit event and would like to call up Mr. Hector Gonzalez, Director of English Learners and Student Supports, and James Lohman, Director of Adult Programs and Community Partnerships. The first annual Parent Summit took place on October the 28th. This event would not have been possible without the leadership of Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Lohman. MJUSD want to thank you for making a positive impact for our families and community in this very important event. Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations once again. And as you know, we have our own student and staff recognition program. And for the month of October, we would like to acknowledge and ask these students and staff members to come up. From Arboga Elementary, Tenley Goodman. Also from Arboga, Rylan Clark. From Cedar Lane, Devin Zong. Also from Cedar Lane, Giselle Avila Vega. From Edgewater, Eden Lee. And from Foothill, Iris Caldwell.
Okay, perfect.
Congratulations. Please give these youngsters one more round of applause. You may go back to your seats and thank you. Keep up the great work. We're so proud of you. And of course, those wonderful students don't get to achieve what they do without all of the staff members that also are a part. Tonight, we'd like to call from Edgewater, Karina Paez de Hurley. From Foothill, Rebecca Strain. From Johnson Park, Rachel Colon. And also from Johnson Park, Kevin Zhang.
Awesome, ready? 1, 2.
Can we give this group of wonderful educators one more round of applause? And thank you.
Now we have comments for the high schools. Lyndhurst High School. Please state your name.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Dr. Falazrani, and everyone here today. My name is Diana Ortega Moreno, and I'm the Lyndhurst ASB president for the 2023 to 2024 school year. To start off with a short recap of October, LHS had a successful spooky season, which included our fall festival and costume contest. LHS hosted the first MJUSD Parent Summit on Saturday, October 28th. Parents and community members had the opportunity to learn about wellness, college preparation, RCT pathways, and much more. Many LHS students who are part of those CTE courses were able to participate in demonstrations at this event. Also, representatives from our local home builders got a tour of our LHS and learn about all the programs, extracurricular activities, and student services LHS has to offer. They're working closely with new families moving on to their newly constructed homes and are enthusiastic about promoting our school to new Blazer families. Congratulations to all our fall sports teams for working hard throughout the season and making LHS proud. Our Lyndhurst AP course enrollment has grown so much for this school year. We have 4 additional AP sections and 2 new courses, AP Art and AP Seminar. This is also the first year we have 2 sections of AP English Literature and AP World History. LHS students will take 298 AP tests this spring. Now, moving on to FFA. FFA welcomed north of 600 students to the school farm from Ella, Johnson Park, and Arboga School for Lyndhurst's annual Pumpkin Patch event. 40 FFA members helped put this event on for the MJUSD community. Students and families came to the high school for the November chapter FFA meeting, which included an informational session for students and families who are interested in taking livestock projects to the Yuba Sutter Fair, and for those who are interested in attending the California State FFA Leadership Conference. Yesterday, Lyndhurst FFA welcomed Bonnie Baxter from the California Teach Agriculture campaign for a visit on the great activities we have been up to. Tomorrow, the Lyndhurst FFA officer team will be competing in the Sierra Buttes FFA section speaking contest at River Valley High School, and on Friday, Lyndhurst FFA will welcome Anathy Drummond from the California Department of Education's Agricultural Department to help us move our program even further in a positive direction. Now moving on to music, in addition to the combined performance with MCAA and MHS at the Oakmont High School Field Show competition, the LHS band gave their first expedition performance in the competitive setting. Band just performed at the Veterans Day Parade in Marysville this past weekend and will be performing for 3 of our elementary schools before the semester ends. In addition to all of this, choir and band are preparing for their winter concert and family potluck on December 8th. The potluck will begin at 6 and the concert will begin at 7. We hope you can join us. LHS Music has had 2 students accepted to the Western International Band Clinic, honor bands in Seattle, Washington. Every band student was offered the opportunity to do an audition, and we had 6 students complete the audition process. Of those 6, 2 were accepted and will travel to Seattle this Friday evening. LHS Music wants to thank you for your continued support. Now, and for some of our 9th grade learning Living Earth classes, they spent the last few weeks on a curriculum about water management here in the Yuba River watershed. It was part of a curriculum developed with support from the Yuba Water Agency. Students were introduced to atmospheric rivers, graphed precipitation data to find trends, and then made scale drawings of the new Bullards Bar Dam to understand how to improve the dam for better flood control. And now, soccer has had some very exciting news. One of our players will be traveling to Madrid, Spain this Thanksgiving break for a trial at the Atletico Madrid team. His name is Karanjit Dillon. With that, Lyndhurst is now starting our winter sports, and we are very excited for the new season. Finally, leadership is using this month to prepare for our Winter Wonderland Rally, December 15th, which will include fun games with students and teachers, performances, and more. We are also hoping to plan a community movie night at Lyndhurst. Will be giving out free hot chocolate, so please keep an eye out for any new information. That's all I have for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you. Marysville High School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maya Spolino, and I am the Marysville High School ASB Vice President. I'm here today to update you all on all of the exciting events happening here at MHS. To catch up from the last few weeks, we closed off our homecoming week in October with our homecoming game, parade, and float judging. Sophomores came in first place with seniors and freshmen following close behind. Later in October, FFA hosted our second annual Haunted Barn. We saw many families stop by to support our Marysville chapter. We also hosted our Link Crew Fall Festival, which helped freshmen connect with their Linklaters and provide a fun environment for them to play carnival games. Student Council started off November with another monthly meeting where they decided our November Staff of the Month. The Staff of the Month will be announced at our staff meeting this Thursday, and they were nominated for being a great teacher and providing a safe and positive environment for students to do their work. Some upcoming events that MHS is happy to host are our annual Battle Week and Rally, Blood Drive, Care Package Drive, Clothes Drive, and Food Drive. Battle Week started this week with dress-up days and lunchtime activities. Yesterday's dress-up day was Night In versus Night Out. Today was Country versus Country Club. Tomorrow will be Barbie versus Oppenheimer. Thursday will be Sports Day, and Friday is Battle of the Ages. Freshmen are to be dressed up as babies, sophomores as kids, juniors as adults, and seniors as senior citizens. This week, we will end our first rally with in our new gym. We have so many exciting games such as tug of war and a relay race planned. Today, we also hosted a blood drive. I am very happy to report that all of our donation spots filled up after just a few days of advertisement. Business Club, run by Mrs. Khan, is currently hosting a care package drive from now until December 4th. They are collecting unopened hygiene and self-care products to distribute to those in need. ASB is also hosting a canned food drive this week, which will end this Friday. All first period classes will be contesting for a donut party sponsored by ASB. Another drive we have going on currently is sponsored by our very own Fancy Pants thrift store. They are collecting jeans in all sizes to distribute to those in need until November 13th. And that's all I have to report for now. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday.
Thank you very much. MCAA? North and South Lyndhurst High School. Please state your name.
Good evening, Dr. Fall and board members. Over the past month, both our North and South campus have had several events that took place. One of our biggest events was our career fair, in which both campuses had over 20 different vendors and organizations present. We had military branches, CHP, Adventist Health, Sierra Pacific, and many others in attendance. Along with this, the North Campus also hosted our very first movie night ever. This was also open to students from the South Campus. This year, we decided to take our awards assembly up a notch and incorporate a rally. We had prizes and games in which staff participated in and had a spirit battle among the classes. The winning group won root beer floats. The Friday before Halloween, our students and staff put together decorations and a Jurassic Park themed entrance at the front of our school for the ABL elementary students to come by and trick or treat. To kick off November, both campuses celebrated Dia de los Muertos, also known as Day of the Dead. Altads were put together as a tradition, and activities such as skull painting and Katrina flower crowns. Our students from North and South participated in art with Miss Monica Oakes. They painted a holiday-themed portrait. We are currently working on our Thanksgiving meal donations, and we are collecting food items to help bless a couple of our families. These are just a few of many of great events that had taken place at our campus. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we have opportunity for employee organizations to address the board. Muta?
Good evening, Mr. Davis, the board. all of the people here this evening, both in the room and at home virtually. Like a lot of others this evening, I thought I would go about keeping things rather short and sweet, and especially with the season that is upon us as far as Thanksgiving. And so I will tell you that I learned a valuable lesson this morning in my first period. I do bell work every morning, so every class period, they have a question on the board they have to respond to. I thought it was an innocent enough question, turkey or ham, and 35 minutes later, I was wrong. So after 27 years of teaching, I still learned a little something. It went into a whole like 6-stage debate about the whole like Thanksgiving meal and this or that or this or that. And so it was actually a really fun morning, but it really also made me think about, in talking to my students, especially like, for what are we thankful? To which my students said, "Don't you mean what are we thankful for?" And I said, "No, I'm thankful for having, a bachelor's degree in English where I know I don't end my sentence in a preposition." And so, like I said, it was a fun morning. But in talking to the MUTA Executive Board, our rep council, we did want to extend all of our thanks to the 510 members we have, along with our 10,000 plus students that we have, best students around. And also myself, very selfishly, I'm very thankful for my family that I have that stands behind me and supports me in all I do, as well as the families that stand behind all of our unit members, our employees, our students. We have a wonderful community for which I am very thankful. And so I selfishly and not unabashedly look forward to a week off to be really thankful. And so I do hope everybody enjoys a little rest and relaxation. And we got about 3 days left until we get to that, but hopefully everybody powers through this week and then enjoys the next week off, and everybody can reflect a little bit during that time, and like I said, get their batteries charged for when we come back and we have 3 weeks to power through until we get to finals and another well-deserved break. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we have Operating Engineers Local Union number 3. Please state your name.
Carl Carr. Good evening, President Davis, Dr. Falz-Azrani, and the rest of the board. Just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself. Again, my name's Carl Carr. I'm the Senior Business Rep with Operating Engineers Local 3. I'm here as the union representative for the Operating Engineers Unit. I just wanted to take the time to come up in front of you and look at y'all and just say hi, and I wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to working with you in the future, and I'm sure I'll be seeing more of you, and just wanted to take this opportunity to say hey. So thank you.
Thank you. Now we have California School Employees Associations number 326 and 648. Association of Management and Confidential Employees. Supervisory Unit. Now we're moving to presentations. We are at 10.1, presentation for the Arboga Elementary School Site Plan for the 22-23-24 school year. Mr. Seiler.
Board of Trustees, and to those following online. Joe Seiler, Principal, and Mrs. Kylie Lagorio, Assistant Principal, presenting with Arboga tonight.
Trustees, Dr. Azrani, members of the Executive Cabinet, and those who are attending in the audience this evening. It is with great pleasure that we welcome you to the Arboga Elementary School's board presentation for the 2023-24 school year. Tonight's board presentation was produced by myself, Joe Seiler, Principal, and Kylie Lagorio, Assistant Principal. We take great pride in our efforts to provide all students who pass through the doors with a great educational experience, and we are excited to share our story this evening. The purpose of our school plan for student achievement is to ensure we have a roadmap to guide and measure our progress and success. The SIPSA is developed collaboratively with multiple stakeholders, and our site goals are aligned with the district's LCAP goals. Throughout this presentation, you will find student achievement data, site goals, and how the data drives our decisions to ensure academic excellence for all of our students. The Arboga Elementary School is the southernmost school within MJUSD and the only TK through 8th grade site serving approximately 730 students. Our campus features 19 elementary teachers who teach a self-contained model, 6th grade teachers who teach a semi-self-contained model with partner teachers, transitioning to a true middle school model for the 7th and 8th grade years. Each site of campus features an intervention and enrichment period dedicated to ensuring our students are receiving academic support based on current data. We are excited to offer honors and AVID courses to our students for the first time, and we look forward to serving more students in these rigorous courses in future years. Completing our comprehensive needs assessment is a method we use to determine what our students and families need to ensure academic success. As you can see on the slide, we pull data from a variety of sources and strategize ways to get our students to grade level and beyond. On this slide, you will find our preliminary CASP ELA results, which are trending slightly lower than previous years. On a positive note, our beginning of year STAR reading results indicate a nearly 10% increase from last year at this time, and 42% of our students are currently scoring at or above, which is almost double the district average. This slide displays the LPAC score with a 4. So far this year, 14 students have received a score of 4, and 10 reclassifications have been submitted and approved. Arboga developed a SIPSA that aligns with our LCAP goals for MJUSD. Throughout the next few slides, we will share the actions that we will utilize to improve student achievement and the criteria utilized to determine success levels. LCAP Goal 1 is centered on improving academic performance by addressing the various needs of all Arboga students. The actions listed on the slide are a few of the activities utilized to support this goal. We have also retained 2 of our student support specialists to help coordinate academic and behavioral interventions, participate in student parent meetings, provide support in the classrooms, and develop activities that celebrate and acknowledge student achievement. In LCAP Goal 2, we are focused on addressing the physical, emotional, and safety needs of all students and staff. To achieve this, our PBIS team attends the latest training offered by the district to better develop interventions and support our students on and off campus. We have weekly flag assemblies, a cougar store, and weekly Fritter Friday drawings. These activities and strategies improve school culture, strengthen a connection to the school, and provide more connection to the community through various events. LCAP Goal 3 is centered on preparing every student with the skills needed for college and career readiness. We allocate funds to build and improve the classroom and school library, which provides our students with engaging books, resources, and information on college and career interests. Funds are also utilized to introduce our students to STEAM education during their electives. With LCAP Goal 4, we are focused on building a system of specific support for our English language learners. Our student support specialist works closely with our district-funded EL facilitator in the following: providing classroom support in English language development, LPAC testing and preparation, and EL reclassification and monitoring. Building and fostering positive school-to-home relationships is the primary focus of LCAP Goal 5. We strive to achieve this through collaboration with our PTSO team in the following events: Jogathon, Fall Festival, Pancakes with Santa, academic award assemblies, athletic events, and many more. Our 6th and final goal is to improve access and inclusion opportunities for students with special educational needs in athletic events, school events, and award recognition. Our total budget for the 2023-24 school year is $537,301. Our school site council meets throughout the year to adjust and collaborate on how to best allocate the funds to best address the needs of our site and LCAP goals. We would like to take a moment and thank the Board of Trustees, Dr. Azrani, the Executive Cabinet, and all members of the district leadership team for their continued support. Without your support, guidance, and collaborative approach, our school would not be on the cusp of meeting or exceeding the goals outlined in our site plan. We thank you for allowing us to serve this wonderful community of Arboga, and we look forward to providing the families with an environment of excellence for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions for Mr. Seiler? Well, I think you've hit the ground running, sir. It looks like that you didn't skip a beat between your earlier position to here.
got a lot of help.
There's always need for help. So we really congratulate you guys on what you're doing. The scores look like they're improving. They're never fast enough, but they're improving. And we really appreciate everything that you and your staff are doing out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Now we're at 10.2, presentation for the Cedar Lane Elementary School site plan for the 2023-24 school year. Rebecca Evers.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Azrani, President Davis, members of the board. It's our pleasure to be here this evening and share with you our progress here at Cedar Lane. I also want to introduce you, one of our leadership team members and new sixth grade teachers, Mr. Galani, who's here with me this evening, and also help me crunch some of the numbers for our data that you're going to see this evening.
Thank you.
Readiness Exposure Plan. Strategies to meet Goal 4 include implementing an EL task force to develop support for our teachers to improve instruction for our EL students, positive attendance. Positive attendance strategies. We also have an idea to produce a TK through 6 college and career readiness exposure plan. Strategies to meet Goal positive attendance strategies. We also have an idea to produce a TK through 6 college and career readiness exposure plan. Strategies to meet Goal 4 include implementing an EL task force to develop support for our teachers to improve instruction for our EL students, resulting in each EL student progressing by at least one EL progress indicator level. Strategies to meet Goal 5 include hosting at least 35 opportunities for
Yeah. Can you send it to MJUSD Media?
positive attendance strategies. We also have an idea positive attendance strategies. We also have an idea to produce a TK positive attendance positive attendance strategies.
Miss Evers? Miss Evers? Would you like to do it live?
We also have an idea to
Would you like to
produce a
do it
TK through
live?
6 college and career positive attendance strategies. Positive attendance strategies. Positive attendance strategies. We also have an idea positive attendance strategies. We
I'll work with you.
You had some good highlights on here and wins, so we got to read the hard copy at least.
Good evening.
Okay.
Now we'll hear the Edgewater plan. We're going to skip around a little bit, I'm sorry.
Good evening, board members and our wonderful superintendent and superintendents. My name is Renee Henderson, and this is?
I'm Greg Law. I'm the voice on the video.
So just a little funny tale, right before we had to dub it in, both of us got a illness where we lost our voices and we were like thumbing who was gonna do it, but he pulled through, so he won. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the presentation.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, board members and cabinet. We would like to share Edgewater Elementary's school site plan with you tonight. On behalf of the students, parents, and staff of our campus, please enjoy our presentation. Our school plan aligns with the district's LCAP and focuses on the quality of education we provide to our students, so it is both high quality and fair. Staff and stakeholders continuously review and challenge our programs to ensure they put the whole child first with an academic focus, especially for our historically low-performing students. Here's a snapshot of our campus community. We are a diverse school that strives to add a wide variety of activities and clubs for students to pursue their own areas of interest. We used a variety of methods to collect data about our students' successes and needs. Our data shows that while we had some grade level successes, we did not achieve our desired growth. Our twice-a-year universal screener in ELA and math had multiple grade levels growing though. The springtime PBS survey showed we had strong student-parent relationships, staff feeling supported, school cleanliness, and strong academic expectations. Students reported we still need to work on consistent rules and safety. Finally, our attendance has improved and there were no suspensions in 22-23. On this slide, we look at our success with students achieving a 3 or 4 on the summative LPAC assessment. We increased 3% of students scoring 3s and 4s, goal was 5%, and we reclassified 8 students, goal was 9. A highlight is the reduction of 12% of students scoring a level 2, language somewhat developed. Here are Edgewater's CASP and STAR results in ELA for 22-23. There was an overall drop of 0.8% in ELA scores. We celebrate that first graders achieved a growth of 24% on STAR from beginning of year to end of year. Additionally, third and fifth graders made growth on CASP. Our CASP and STAR results in math are seen here. There was a slight decrease in students, 1.88% at or above proficient. Sixth graders and fourth graders' proficiency decreased 8% and 6% respectively. Yet, sixth graders were 46% proficient on our end-of-year STAR in math, yet 28% on the CASP assessment. Happily, we did see third and fifth grade increases on CASP and second and sixth grade growth on STAR. Our students' attendance saw areas to target for improvement, but also saw excellent results too. Our chronic absenteeism increased to 1.3%, but our student population increased, and we saw many more students have perfect attendance. 2022 had 22 students. 2023 saw 295 students at 100% attendance. We had 32 less students with poor attendance and 0 suspensions. Our CIPSA goals align with MJUSD's LCAP and focus on improving students' outcome based upon our data analysis of last year. Our first CIPSA goal focuses on improving our academic system to meet the various needs of our students. We want to meet the students where they are and provide them with support in making growth. Here are some ways we will support this goal. For each goal, our success criteria is found at the bottom of each slide. Goal 2 aims to create a school climate that supports student and staff physical and emotional safety. Much of this will be supported with our continued school-wide implementation of the PBIS Rewards program. A monthly PBIS theme concentrates our student rewards on one staff-selected goal. For October, we focus on being safe on campus. Furthermore, we will add the Drums Alive program and engaging recess games and equipment. Finally, our parents are leading a multicultural club that continues to grow with every meeting. We strive with our third goal to help students connect their learning with where their lives could grow into the future. Staff provide a large amount of after-school clubs and activities. Students were able to visit a well-organized and attended college and career event on campus to see the possibilities for themselves. Goal 4 aims to build supports for our EL, foster, and SES students. Our EL facilitator will be an integral part of parent support for students and families. She constantly communicates with families. ELA parent workshops will help parents learn how to academically help their students. Classroom response to intervention, RTI, across the grade level will allow more small group work with students. With Goal 5, we look to connect families and bring more families together on campus. Family nights bring parents and students on campus for a shared experience with the ultimate goal of increased family academic conversations. We will continue to connect the parents through our newsletters, social media, and by funding fingerprint fees for volunteers to help across campus. Again, our success criteria is found at the bottom of this slide. Our final CIPSA goal is to improve our inclusion and access for our special education students. We plan on having a paraeducator connect with these students and provide push-in classroom support. Our site budget is listed on this slide. Our school site council will monitor the budget, ask the hard questions, and keep the focus on our students. Our final slide showcases areas of which we are especially proud, and Edgewater is always putting the whole child first with an academic focus. Thank you, board members and cabinet, for your time.
Are there any questions for either Renee or the vice principal? The one comment I have is that where you have stated your improvements, and you're using one number, if it should be at least 5% or at least 10%, meaning that if you go over that amount, that's even more to celebrate. So it just looks like this is a presentation, but that's the thing that I'm hoping is at least 5% will improve, or at least 10% will improve. You're using that number as a baseline. And we're looking to improve beyond that because we know we need to improve beyond that. But it's a great presentation. Thank you very much.
At least it was a great presentation.
Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you very much. Glad it worked. Now we're going to updates by Department Administrative Services. Oh,
Go back to
I'm trying to
10.3.
move a little faster than we're supposed to. Sorry, we have Dobbins Elementary. We went out of order. Thank you.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Dr. Astani, and members of the Cabinet. I'm Michelle Higgins, and I'm the new principal of Dobbins and Yuba Feather Elementary. And I hope you enjoy the presentation.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Dr. Asrani, members of the Cabinet, and members of the audience. My name is Michelle Higgins, and I'm very happy to be here presenting both Dobbins and Yuba Feather Elementary. This presentation will include information from our School Plan for Student Achievement, which is our SIPSAT, and this is to ensure that all students get a high-quality education. Dobbins Elementary currently has 64 students enrolled, and this may not sound like a lot of students, but this is almost 20 students more than we had last year, which is a big increase. Yuba Feather has a current enrollment of 119 students. We have a 25% SPED population at Yuba Feather. Both schools are mountain communities. We have great community support, and we are located in the Sierra Nevada foothills in just a beautiful area. Attendance is up at both schools. Dobbins currently is up 3.77% from last year with a 94% attendance, and we have reduced our chronically absent students by 15% so far this year. Yuba Feather is also up a total of 4.7% from last year, and we are improving our attendance overall by holding attendance meetings and making sure that we're contacting families when students are absent. Last year's California dashboard showed that we had a 7% suspension rate for our students, which is relatively high. We use common indicators for academic success at both school sites, including star rating in math, the CASPAS, Lexia levels, AR levels, but we also consider student suspension rates, student absenteeism rates, parent involvement, and teacher supports. Here we have our star reading data for Dobbins. And as you can see from the graph, we see a lot more green and blue, which indicates standards met or at above standard. And this is just from the beginning of the year to our October assessment. Yuba Feather is showing CAS data, so that's from last year's assessment through the state of California. And you can see here that we have a substantial amount of red, which is the standard not being met, as well as yellow, which is the standard that is nearly met. So these would be our target areas, our target students that we need to show improvement for in the year to come. In math at Dobbins, we saw a significant decrease on the CAS, the California State Assessment. However, if we look at our STAR data from this year, beginning of the year assessment, we see that we have a lot more students that are meeting the benchmark or are very close to that. Yuba Feather, Math data, we're looking at the CAS test again, and we see that we saw a 7% increase in the total number of students that have met the standard or are above the standard. So we're going to be working on improving that and continuing to show improvement with those students as they move up in grade level. The California Science Test, at Dobbins, we do not have enough students, so you need a minimum of 11 students in order to show actual data, and we didn't have that. So we don't actually have any data for that, but at Yuba Feather, you can see that we have a great need for improvement on our science test. We have 75% of students that nearly met the standard, which means that we have a large pocket of students that we can really show improvement on in the next year. LCAP Goal 1 is to improve academic performance. Our teachers are working hard to provide differentiated instruction, intervention, adaptive materials. We also provide through this goal our LRT, Literacy Resource Technician, and supplemental material to engage students. Goal 2 is to create an environment that addresses the needs of all students. This is really important to us up in the foothills. We have a high number of students that have trauma or have needs that are social and emotional, and we aren't always meeting those needs. So we are working to create more incentive type programs. We're utilizing PBIS methodology. We're adding paraeducators. We're adding wellness centers and wellness hubs. We are trying to provide more communication to families about resources that we could potentially offer up here so that we can support not only our students, our staff, but also our families and community. LCAP Goal 3 is to prepare every student for whatever their next steps may be. We want students to be ready for either college or career, so we're hoping to show an improved CAS scores by 2 or 3%, and we also want them to have more experience in science, technology, engineering, and math. Things like robotics and making videos and 3D animation or 3D printers. Goal 4 is to build a system of specific support for all of our learners. We are working to provide more supplemental materials through our school-wide intervention programs. At Dobbins, we're using a phonemic awareness program that is showing improvement steadily already with our students who are not reading at grade level. We also are adding paraeducators and more curriculum for our breakfast club at Yuba Feather. Goal 5 is to improve homeschool relationships. This is very important to us. We do not feel like we've had good parent involvement in the last few years, so we're really working to recruit more parents for various events that we have on campus, as well as site council, PTA, or DAC. We're providing newsletters in a written form, and as you can see here, we have our blue letter, which is from Yuba Feather. Announcements, we're printing star reports and sending them to families. And what we're hoping to see is a 30% increase in parent involvement. I can already tell you that this year alone, we have seen a significant increase in the number of parents attending our site council as well as our PTSA or PTO meetings. LCAP Goal 6 is to improve access and inclusion for special education students. We are creating a system to monitor our students monthly to provide more push-in services and supplemental supports, and we're hoping to see great achievement with our special education students. Both schools have budgets that we are spending entirely. We are lucky enough to have a CSI grant at Dobbins this year, which is allowing us to improve our technology, to add additional supports that will engage students to be on campus more often. And this is why we love our school. In the center there, you can see we have our second grade class, our second and third grade class from Dobbins, and we also have our third grade class from Yuba Feather, and they all went on a field trip together, which was really exciting. We're offering lots of award assemblies and celebrating our students' achievements so that they know how proud of them that we are. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the board? I just think you're doing a great job up there, and it's very challenging. And I'm just happy to see that we are tracking our improvements. And that's a big challenge for a lot of our campuses. So congratulations on the work you've done, and good luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we have updates by department. Oh, I'm sorry. Did they get it fixed? Okay, we'll try again. Sorry about that.
No. Ignore that.
Good evening, President Davis, Dr. Israni, members of the board, and members of the public. I'm Rebecca Evers, principal of Cedar Lane Elementary, and it is my pleasure to present the Single Plan for Student Achievement, or SIPSA, for the 23-24 school year. Cedar Lane currently serves 550 Wildcats, an increase of 45 students, resulting in an additional classroom needed this school year. The SIPSA is developed to ensure all children have an opportunity to receive a fair, equitable, and high-quality education. The School Site Council holds the responsibility to develop the SIPSA to support the Title I budget allocations. The School Site Council utilized the annual program review tool to determine effectiveness for adjustments and/or areas of need for the 23-24 school year. A longitudinal analysis of state assessment data demonstrates a high percentage of Cedar Lane students have not met standards in ELA, math, science, and EL proficiency for several years, prompting the formation of a literacy team who developed the Early Literacy Support Block, or ELSB grant, in 2020-2021. That same year, 7.5% of students met ELA standards and 4.25% of students met math standards. Cedar Lane implemented ELSB grant strategies in grades TK through 6 the following year, embarking on our journey to improve literacy instruction and academic achievement for our students. The 22-23 school year was the second year of ELSB grant implementation. A 2-year analysis of CASP data demonstrates that overall student achievement in ELA declined 1.39%. However, an analysis of our beginning of the year to the end of the year STAR reading data demonstrates students in 1st through 5th grade improved reading scores, with 3rd and 4th grade meeting learning targets of at least 5% growth and 6th grade declining by 7%. Taking a deeper look at where our students' ELA scores declined, we didn't find glaring changes within our subgroups. We found our students with disabilities improved from last year. However, the subgroup continues to score lower than their general education peers. And our 3rd grade students consistently score low, with only 10% meeting standard. We also looked at grade level cohorts for 5th and 6th grade to examine the impact of our ELSB actions. Our current 6th grade increased students who met standard by 13.1%, and our 5th grade increased students who met standard by 10.14%. Our DIBELS data showed kindergarten through 3rd grade students met growth targets of 8% or more, with kindergarten students demonstrating a 46% and 1st grade with a 17% growth in students meeting standards. A 3-year cohort analysis of DIBELS beginning of the year to end of the year data demonstrates continuous improvement in kindergarten through 3rd grades. However, we noted that approximately 85% of our kinder students enter school not meeting standards each year. A 2-year analysis of CASP math data demonstrates a 3.49% overall improvement in math. STAR math data demonstrates students in 3rd, 4th, and 6th grades met 5% growth target and 1st, 2nd, and 4th decline. A 2-year analysis of 5th grade science data demonstrates a 0.67% improvement, and our overall EL proficiency rate improved by 0.93%. A 2-year analysis of discipline and attendance data demonstrates a 76% reduction in referrals, a 75% reduction in suspensions, a 76% reduction in physical aggression, and overall reduction in serious behaviors for the same time period as last year. ADA has improved 2.85% this school year, and chronic absenteeism has improved a 45.64% over the last 3 years. However, TK and Kinder currently demonstrate a 31.18% chronic absenteeism rate. Our findings indicate that literacy skills are improving. However, we have an ongoing need to improve literacy instruction with a focus on reading and writing for all students. We should consider actions to improve language proficiency for our EL students. We should consider actions to improve academic performance for our students with disabilities. Discipline and attendance strategies are having a positive impact. However, we need to continue efforts to improve attendance specifically for TK and kinder students. Additionally, the school site council and leadership team will need to discuss strategies to improve our students' readiness for kindergarten and how to better prepare our third grade students for the state assessments. The 23-24 SIPSA has 6 goals aligned with district LCAP goals. We strongly believe that improving literacy skills and attendance will positively impact overall student achievement. Therefore, our actions and strategies address program review findings with a primary focus to improve reading, writing, and attendance to meet the needs of our students. Strategies to meet Goal 1 will result in improved ELA and math achievement as measured by state, district, and site level assessments. Actions supporting this goal include implementing a master schedule that prioritizes Tier 1 literacy instruction and Tier 2 targeted reading intervention. The school site council and leadership team prioritized funding a literacy coach to provide instructional support for teachers and a core consultant to directly support teachers and our literacy coach. We will continue to fund paraeducator support for targeted reading intervention and fund supplemental teacher hours supporting professional development on the science of reading through Online Reading Academy, and continue to fund DIBBLES, our universal screener and progress monitoring tool. Strategies to meet Goal 2 will result in reduced suspensions, reduced major referrals, and PBIS state goal recognition. Actions include implementing effective PBIS Tier 1 and Tier 2 teams, including funding our PBIS acknowledgement system and funding an ASB student leadership advisor. The school site council and leadership team prioritize funding an elementary student support specialist and second step SEL curriculum. Strategies to meet Goal 3 include directly linking positive attendance to academic achievement in college and career readiness, resulting in an improved ADA and chronic absenteeism. Actions include implementing an attendance team that will monitor and address attendance problems and implement positive attendance strategies. We also have an idea to produce a TK through 6 college and career readiness exposure plan. Strategies to meet Goal 4 include implementing an EL task force to develop support for our teachers to improve instruction for our EL students, resulting in each EL student progressing by at least 1 EL progress indicator level. Strategies to meet Goal 5 include hosting at least 35 opportunities for parent involvement, including funding for volunteer fingerprinting costs, publishing our monthly newsletter and maintaining our social media, and increasing community partnerships, resulting in improved ADA and at least 10 regular volunteers that support our campus. Strategies to meet Goal 6 include ensuring access to appropriate curriculum for our students with disabilities, resulting in improved attendance and academic achievement, and providing a parent ORC to monitor and support and improve attendance for our students with disabilities. Cedar Lane has a little over $676,000 allocated, including $167,000 in CSI or Comprehensive Support and Improvement one-time funds to meet these goals. Welcome to the Lane, the Wildcat Way, where our students are problem solvers, they are responsible, they work hard, they're safe and they kind, and they have tons of fun. Thank you for this opportunity to share about our school. Please visit our website or reach out to us if you would like to learn more about the Cedar Lane Wildcat.
Thank you very much.
I don't think I ever talked so fast in my life. So if you could hear any of that, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Yes, sir.
I don't have a question. I just have a statement. It made me smile when I read your fact and fiction. And I was going to ask you which one was going to fact or fiction. But as a Wildcat alumni, I'm going to choose to believe that it's a fact that the cedar trees from the Cedar Earl is planted at Cedar Lane, and as a kid, I played under those trees. So I quite enjoyed your fact and fiction on the first page that you noted it in there.
Thank you. I just got to tell you, I put it in as fact or fiction. That is a story that was told to me by one of the members of the Linden Lions Club, and I cannot fact check it. I believe it to be true, but it's a fun story either way. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Are there any questions for Ms. Rebecca?
Great. Thank you very much
for your great work there.
Thank you.
And the results are starting to show, and I think you guys are headed in the right direction.
We're getting there.
You've got a great staff there.
They're an incredible staff, and they continue to just plow forward and work hard. They're really looking at their data and looking at how it's going to inform our next steps, and that's really greatly appreciated, and it's really going to show in the outcomes for our students.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we are at updates by department. Brian for Administrative Services.
I've just got a couple of things. One, you've seen some of it in the presentations tonight, but we just finished our 60-day period. We've been tracking attendance and discipline data every 20 days, so 20, 40, 60. And at the 60-day mark, we are slightly higher in ADA than we were last year at this time, which is great. It's a positive improvement. And especially in October. October is historically a really rough month for attendance. It's a very long time between breaks. And so the fact that the numbers are still trending up is a positive sign. And then on the technology side of things, way back in February, you guys approved an E-rate bid that came in to upgrade our core network that was finally awarded. We got the funds, and we'll be starting a core network upgrade here in the next few weeks. So no one will notice any downtime. We're going to do it on off hours, but it's going to be a nice upgrade to get done. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Brian? Business Services, Jennifer.
Thank you. No updates from the Business Service Department. We're just all plugging along, but I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a great restful break. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Jennifer? Education Services.
Yes, I just want to highlight once again for the board and the community the professional development offerings and that we have undertaken the month of October. We've had over 40 different individual sessions for teachers, 70 elementary teachers, over 45 secondary teachers, and every school is represented. What's not always told in the story of PD, and I don't see that it's listed up there, so I apologize for that, but you do have a link that you'll be able to see the monthly report. We've expended well over close to $500,000 at this moment in time on PD. And one of the PD efforts that I want to talk about is what's been happening in K2. As you know, we developed last year and are implementing this year the literacy plan for K3. And in particular, we have trained every single K2 teacher in early literacy strategies. I want to say that again, every single K2 teacher. And from what I have heard is that has never been an accomplishment in this district where we've actually trained 100% of a group of teachers, and we have done so. So I just want to thank the teachers for those efforts. I want to thank the committee who helped to bring this forward. I want to thank the leadership and the direction of Ms. Lori Guy, who has helped to coordinate all of it. And I can't wait to see the results going forward and student achievement. So that's it from Ed Services.
Thank you. Any questions for Jay? Thank you. Dr. Simon, Personnel Services.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited this week, was able yesterday to send out 18 offers of employment to Yuba County Office of Education staff to hopefully join our MJUSD family for next year as part of the special education program transfer. Happy to report that the average salary of teachers that were given offers was over $10,000 more than their current base salary. So we do offer a competitive wage despite what you may have heard in previous comments. As far as evaluations, we have two series of trainings for all administrators on giving evaluations for effective feedback, and that's been very successful and interactive. I'm glad to be able to provide that training for our admin. And then we have a new record, I think 42 new hires this month for classified. So if you saw in the packet, it's a big group. So it's always great when your new hires exceed your resignations. So we want that to happen every month. So.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions for Dr. Simon? Great job. Dr. Asrani.
Thank you. I'd like to start off again by saying, I have a superb team to work with. I just thank my cabinet the amount of work they do. And then, of course, our extended cabinet, our directors and everybody else. We just have a really good team, really dedicated to the children that we serve. I'd like to start off by saying one of our teachers, and she said, no, I didn't challenge you, but she did. She challenged me to come and meet with teachers in the morning and said, Dr. Fall, you're always at schools, you drop by in our classrooms, we are busy teaching, and we never get to talk to you. So why don't you come and have a cup of coffee with us in the morning? And if you're there, we'll come and see you. I will tell you that I did all 24 sites. And I got to meet hundreds of staff members. And it was probably the best thing I had been advised in my career. And I say that to everybody, that this is something that all superintendents, I think, should be doing. Apart from that, of course, we added 15 town hall meetings. We're almost down to the last 4. It's been another eye-opening experience. And we've heard some things we need to work on. We've heard some areas of growth for the district, and we wanted that. That's what we wanted to hear directly. Again, my team, they present beautifully, and they talk about the needs of the district, and who better than them to talk about that. I will say at the end of the day that I see such hardworking principals and teachers and staff at our school sites, and people are really doing whatever they need to do to bring out the best. I do see the work that our students are doing. I mean, the discipline is down. Our parent engagement is definitely up. I had the DAC meeting, the first district advisory meeting. It was packed. We had almost every school represented. So I think a lot of communication with families has become the key for us. We are out in the community. We are talking, telling our story. Schools are telling their story so that people know the real story, because there's always somebody somewhere who's always willing to put a spin, and always it's not a positive spin, and it downgrades and insults the work that our staff do. And so on behalf of the district, I'd like to thank every single staff member for the work that you do. Keep your chin up, know that your work is not forgotten, your work is not ignored, and everybody sees it. So on behalf of myself, my cabinet, I wish everybody a great Thanksgiving, and really thank you for letting us serve our community. I think we are all here to serve, and that's what we'll continue to do. So have a good break, everybody, and come back rested.
Thank you very much. Now we're at 12.1, approval of the October 10th, 2023 regular board meeting minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, do I hear a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Steeman. Do I have a second? Second by Gary Criddle. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. One of the things I neglected to mention at the beginning of the meeting is all board members except Frank Crawford are here tonight, and we're certainly hoping Frank is recovering. So now we're at the consent agenda. So we've already pulled 14.9 out of the consent agenda. Are there any other items the board would like to pull for further discussion from the consent agenda? If not, do I hear a motion? Motion is approved by Ms. Hasty. Is there a second? Second by Dr. Chang. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Sorry, Dr. Yang. Passes 6-0. Now we move to new business. New business is 17.1, annual organizational meeting of the Board of Trustees. Every year we are required by law to hold an organizational meeting, which occurs in December. So any questions by any board members about that organizational meeting, which will be held in December, at our December board meeting? If not, do I hear a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Steeman. Is there a second? Second by Gary Criddle. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Now we're at 18.1, and we have several comment cards. Approve the resolution 2023-24/7, resolution of the Board of Trustees of the Marysville Joint Unified School District ordering a school bond election and authorizing necessary actions in connection therein. So is Renick House still here?
Good evening, Board. I'm Renick House. I'm a parent of 4 children in our school district. I live in Marysville. I wanted to talk with you guys tonight. I wanted to hopefully put a little bit of pressure on you to not move forward with putting a bond measure on a ballot. Our county's suffering pretty big. I don't know if you guys have seen right here in downtown Marysville, the food pantries run out of food every single week, handing it out to people that own homes and live in our community, right? We all pay property taxes. They're pretty high. Our flood protection is high. Our fire protection fees are high. We're losing homeowner protections in the foothills through different agencies backing out of our insurance programs. It's just not the time to pass another tax. It's going to tax every person in our county that owns a home or piece of property. These people, I think you'd be wasting money to put this on the ballot right now. I don't think you need to even take the money that you're spending on marketing this and running publicity for this at this time. I think it's irresponsible, and I know personally I voted for some of you guys to put you in office, and I know every single one that I ask, when I ask if you're gonna vote to raise taxes, you say no. So I just wanna make sure you guys understand that. Our county, we have over 400 families that are on the brink of homelessness at any moment. So adding another tax is not the right thing to do. This is $97 million, right? And we're in a high inflation, declining economy, and our homeless problem is huge. The state's trying to address mental health and take away protections that money we've used to protect mental health programs for 20 to 30 years. They're trying to redirect that to homelessness. There's a lot of changes going on. It's not the time for another tax. I just wanted to make sure you guys understand that I'm speaking against it, and I'll make sure that I'll lead a community charge against it as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Joanna?
Hi, everybody. It's been a while. We have moved our meeting dates for the Republicans to be on a different night, so now we're back able to attend. I would encourage all of you to reconsider on the bond measure. I agree with what Renick said. When you look at some of the stats, Habitat for Humanity had the largest food, line this month alone. People are hurting. Inflation is through the roof. And so when you look at adding another tax to the property owners of Yuba County, they are being taxed once again, but the people who do not own property get to also vote on this and put that tax on people who do own property. Let that sink in. For those of you who own a home, now people can tell you have to pay an additional tax. The other stat that I looked at is when you look at property taxes, do any of you know what the percentage is out of $1 that the school board gets or that the school districts get? 60.62. 60 cents out of every single dollar goes to the school district. And what can you say for it? Can you tell me that the test scores are higher? Can you tell me that the kids are doing better? Can you tell me that they've been made up for the COVID losses that they had? Can you tell me that these kids are being better? Because I'll tell you right now, I just yanked my kid out of Marysville Joint School because I can't stand it anymore. I can't take it 1 minute longer. You guys don't understand the hurt that people are feeling right now. Most of you are retired administrators or within the school. You're pulling down a nice little salary you did when you worked and you did in retirement. You're not relating yourselves to the John Q. public. People are hurting. I look on Facebook daily and there are people that are saying, please, I need help with diapers. Please do not judge me. I can't feed my babies. And yet now we're gonna have a tax on the landowners? Does that really make sense? I don't think so. And so part of the Yuba County Republicans, what we will do, we stand for no taxes. Every single one of you is a Republican. I looked. And what we believe as Republicans is that we won't instill more taxes. I would advise that you look at your budget. When you look at how much money you brought in, $714,000 from the third quarter, or for first, second, and third quarter from the lottery alone. Do the math. You've got to cut. You're high on administration. You're high on high dollar teachers. You're not getting any better with those teachers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jennifer, do we have a presentation on the bond? We don't? Okay. All right. So are there any questions that any of the board members would like to ask Dr. Zrani? If not, do I hear a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Yang. Dr. Yang has made a motion. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Hasty. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The vote is 4-2. And it is approved. We are at 18.2. Approve the resolution 2023-24/9, recognizing November 2023 as a National Homeless Youth Awareness Month.
Good evening, Board. Mr. Pless, who oversees homeless, is at a conference, so I'm going to take his place. We have a resolution that I would like to read to you. It's Marysville Joint Unified School District Resolution 2023-24/09, resolution recognizing November 23 as National Homeless Youth Awareness Month. Whereas California has an estimated 200,000 homeless youth, including some 510 students in Marysville Joint Unified School District during the 22-23 school year, and whereas approximately 25% of youth existing in foster care will experience homelessness, and whereas natural disasters and lack of affordable housing have exacerbated youth homelessness across rural California, and whereas a high percentage of homeless youth have been physically, sexually, and/or emotionally abused by their guardians and are frequently re-victimized and exploited while living on the streets and in shelters, and whereas due to the lack of stable housing, homeless youth face great difficulty in accessing stable home lives and succeeding in school, reducing the likelihood of successful graduation, and whereas staff of Marysville Joint Unified and our Homeless Outreach Program for Education, or HOPE, are key to supporting youth experiencing homelessness by acting as mentors and role models for youth, guiding them towards available resources, productive choices, graduating, and creating opportunities for youth to transition to adulthood successfully. Whereas staff of, now therefore be it resolved that the Marysville Joint Unified School Board do hereby recognize November 2023 as National Homeless Youth Awareness Month.
Thank you, Brian. Are there any questions for Brian? If not, do I hear a motion? Approved by Gary Criddle. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Steeman. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you, and I actually have some stickers here for you.
Okay. Now we're at 18.3, first read, Board Policy 1113, District and School Websites. Okay, don't worry. Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
So this is me too. This is the first read on the school website policy that has not actually been updated since 2008. It is time. The web is a different world than it was then, and this is recommended changes to board policy to make sure that we're keeping up with current regulations and information that's being shared online.
Are there any questions for Brian? Since this is the first read, there's no action by the board.
Correct.
Now we're at 18.4, first read, Board Policy 1114, District-Sponsored Social Media. Brian?
This is actually going to be a new policy. We don't currently have a social media policy, and what we will share and what we will kind of keep track of in social media. So this is the first read for a new board policy that we're bringing forward.
Are any questions for Brian concerning this? It's a first read, so there's no motion, no action to be taken by the board. Now we're at 19.1, first read, Board Policy 6184, continuation education.
Hi, I'm Lori Guy, the Director of Data and Student Improvement. And this is the first read for continuing education. And it has these changes are struck out, and the CSBA recommended language is in the red.
Are there any questions for Lori Guy? Since this is the first read, there's no action to be taken by the board. 19.2 is the second read. Board Policy 9270, conflict of interest.
This conflict of interest policy is being brought forth to meet our federal programming monitoring requirements. And again, it has the CSBA recommended language in addition to the FPM requirements.
Are there any questions for Lori Guy? If not, do I hear a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Stephen. Is there a second by Ms. Hasty? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Thanks, Lori. Now we're at new business for business services. 21.1, Resolution 2023-24/5, designation of representative and an alternate to the School Insurance Group Joint Powers Board. Jennifer?
Hi, thank you. We're asking that you approve this resolution naming Dr. Simon as our representative and Dr. Asrani as our alternate for our School Insurance Group Joint Powers Board. They are our workers' compensation.
Are there any questions for Jennifer? If not, do I hear a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Stephen. Is there a second? Second by Dr. Yang. I get it wrong. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Now we're at 21.2. Approve the, I guess it's BRCO construction leaseback guarantee maximum price for the Lyndhurst High School track project for the 2023-24 school year.
Thank you.
Evening Board, Superintendent, and Cabinet. My name is Matt Roth, Burco Constructors, here to present the Lyndhurst High School track and field renovation.
Thank you.
Do I click? Keep it short, the agenda. We're going to go over cost, schedule, major work activities, and any questions. The guaranteed maximum price of $4,444,511 with the district-owned allowance and contingency of $234,450 is included. The schedule, we're at the board award date tonight. Upon approval, we'd be working on bonds and insurance and contracts with an anticipated mobilization the week after Thanksgiving, with the final field completion goal before kids return next year. Major work activities is the demolition, site work and underground utilities, electrical upgrades, landscaping and irrigation, AC paving, concrete, fencing, and bleachers, and lastly, the track surfacing and striping under a separate contract to follow. Questions?
Yes, I didn't see sidewalks included in that description.
Yeah, the site, the finishes, there's concrete and sidewalks.
But it's not in the description.
Apologize.
Any other questions? There, I see it. White areas.
The little white and black square? Yes. Okay, good.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Ms. Hasty. Is there a second? Second by Dr. Yang. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Now we have one public comment. Joanna?
So good evening again, you guys. And I'm sure this is probably a moot point to you all now since I no longer have a child within the district. But he's a 17-year-old boy. He's a ranch kid. He drives a F-250 pickup. We get a rain. We get the first puddle on the parking lot. He gasses it through there, and I get a phone call from the principal. He gassed it through there. And I'm like, I get it. Do what you need to do. I get a phone call again. He cut school. He didn't eat breakfast. There's plenty of food at my house. He didn't eat breakfast that morning. He cut school, went and got a burrito. I get a phone call. I said, I understand completely. Do what you need to do, and I'll handle it on my end as well. Anyway, this goes on. He's not a kid who's ever liked school. He's very active. He's works on the farm. He's amazing on a horse. He's amazing on a tractor, $1 million tractor, and he can handle it like nobody's business. My problem is this. He was taking a class that was a credit makeup, I believe, and being told that that he was not able to take the test in front of the teacher. He needed to go to the principal to take the test. So Jared goes to the school, or to the principal, and he sits there and he waits to take the test for an hour, and the principal never shows up, and staff cannot find him. He will not answer a phone call, so he wasted an hour. The following day is when I get the phone call about him gassing it through the puddle. So I said, so I just have a question while I have you on the phone. I said, what is the deal with the teacher? He has to come to you to have this test taken. And he says, is that what he told you? So I don't know how many of you had teenage boys or girls, but the fact that a principal would ever make me question my child and create a problem between the two of us is huge. He didn't lie, and I found out later the principal lied. His name was on my son's report card. He was the one underneath the umbrella of being the teacher, and he is yet pitting a teenage child against a parent, making them believe that they are being lied to by the parent. Does that seem right to any of you? In this day and age, with your cell phones, with everything that we have, and to pit a child against an adult, the fatal mistake is this. My children trust me to have their back, but they know damn good and well that if they screwed up, I'm going to be the first one to discipline them. So you need to look into what he's doing.
I'm sorry. You're out of your time.
Joanne, I have some clarifying questions on that, please. When did this happen?
Within a month ago. Jarrett just left a couple weeks ago.
Did you reach out to the principal?
Yes, I asked him directly, and he told me that Jarrett was basically lying to me.
Okay. At that point, could you have reached out to the superintendent or someone else?
At this point, I knew that I was losing my son. And I knew that he was growing more and more disrespectful to the teachers, because he has no respect for them at this point, and it was pointless. He went through a year. His name is spelled like Garrett with a J, and he went for a year with a teacher not being able to spell his name correctly. How is he to have respect?
Understand. My other big question was he able to take the test?
No, not at that point. Not at that day. He sat there for an hour and didn't take the test.
And so it's been a month, and does he still need to take the test, or did he end up taking the test?
I don't even know. It doesn't matter. He's no longer in the district.
Okay. Thank you for the question.
So I would like to close this meeting to a very dear friend of our community, Leah Holmes, who at the age of 91 passed away October 17, 2023. She was a graduate of Marysville High School, Yuba College, and Sacramento State with a degree in education. She held a credential to teach exceptional children and to work at the MJUSD with elementary special education students. Ms. Holmes worked at several school sites across the district, Olivehurst, Covalad, and ultimately at Kynoch Elementary, where she worked from 1972 and retired in 1995. Ms. Holmes' work ethic and dedication to teaching were apparent in all the observations and review comments that her principals noted in her evaluation. Mrs. Holmes does an excellent job of meeting the needs of a wide range of special education students within her classroom. She keeps students motivated and appropriately on task. Mrs. Holmes can always be counted on to help, regardless of the problem. She is a real asset to the Kynoch staff. Mrs. Holmes has done an exceptional job. Special education can be a real challenge, and Mrs. Holmes has surpassed all expectations. We really appreciate this type of dedication across the district. We have many other examples of this type of dedication. And we certainly hope the Holmes family finds comfort in their memories. Meeting adjourned.